Bayley and Lyra Valkyria finally finished their journey and story from the previous WrestleMania and won Women's Tag Team Gold on the grandest stage of them all. And following a successful title defense over Fatal Influence at Backlash, that's where this story officially begins. You know, we've heard a whole lot about how Bayley helps coach the next generation of talent, but why can't this translate to something more, role model, huh? How about giving back to the next generation that you're supposedly helping so much? Give back to the woman that will surpass you years from now. Oi, watch your tone or I'll kick your teeth down your throat. Jesus Christ, easy Lyra, easy. We can do that later because, Kiana, you're right. I could be doing more. So, with that being said, how about tonight I give out another opportunity as we defend our gold against you. No. When we fight for gold, we do it on the big stage now. No more second rate. Clash in Italy, but tonight, Bayley, I just want you. You're on, dirtbag. The match is official, not only for tonight, but for Clash in Italy as well, which only happens because of the fact that Julia is able to pin one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions. It's a big win for her, and this makes Bayley reflect hard after the match, as we catch up with her, saying to Lyra, you know, maybe they're right. Maybe I don't give back enough to this industry. Hey, quit that crap. You've given more than enough. More than any woman has in that locker room. And yet, it's still not enough. Perhaps Kiana's words have gotten inside of Bayley's head, which we see begin to materialize the following week. As whilst Lyra Valkyria is scheduled to face Kiana James, Bayley insists she takes the matchup instead. And after effectively begging Lyra to, she does give her the match. And the role model shows a whole lot more aggression, especially in comparison to last week, as she completely overwhelms Kiana with strike upon strike landing. But she gets too overzealous, which turns out to be a big mistake, as once again, Bayley is pinned and defeated this time by Kiana James. The spiral is growing, and this leads to the role model not showing up the following week, as Lyra is overwhelmed by the 2-on-1 disadvantage, which occurs the following week and all. However, when we get a Clash in Italy, that's when the role model returns.
Role model.
Bayley is back with her tag team partner, and she's looking for redemption, and to do that, she has to bring it to both Julia and Kiana James. And she does just that, not giving either of them a second to breathe, though she does end up having to once Lyra Valkyria is tagged in, as she brings the fight herself. But eventually, the role model has to take her eyes off the prize, all thanks to a certain prodigy. Bayley is furious. An old flamer screwed her out of the Women's Tag Team Championships, and she vents this frustration on the following Raw as she says, Roxanne Perez, oh, we have a lot of unfinished business, you and I. When we should have ended our dance on the big stage, them cards were to be, but they are now. So Miss Prodigy, Miss Next Big Thing, get your ass out on here so I can whoop it. Bayley has been laid out, and now it's Lyra Valkyria who is nowhere to be seen, which is because of the fact that she's been decimated backstage by the Prodigy herself. A new alliance has been formed, old bridges have been fully mended, and it's spelling major trouble for Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. And this thought gets amplified the following week as they're outnumbered once again, and once again they're being down because of it. They need a new ally, but they don't seem to realise it just quite yet, as they do all they can to battle their rivals, failing to do so, as before the ads roll, Roxanne Perez, Julia, and Kiana James all stand over the motionless Bayley. Though for international viewers, they see first the trio's exit, and secondly, the role models gradual ascent back to her feet as she confides in Lyra Valkyria, with the two slowly making their way to the back. But once they do, they get assaulted once again as Julia puts Bayley through a table, all while Kiana James does the same to Lyra, and whilst this all happens, Roxy just narrates with the camera center stage at the former Judgment Day member herself, as she says, "Over the last year, we have heard a whole lot about the future of WWE, how people like Bayley are gonna vie for positions in the office, and they'll push those like Lyra Valkyria up to the main event scene, and yet, I never hear anyone talk about me, or Kiana James, or Julia, when we're pushed to the side. So we decided to take matters into our own hands, force our vision upon the WWE, because the future of professional wrestling isn't just about the men, it's about the woman too."
The man has come around!
Vision this, vision that. It seems all people could do is talk about me and my hot husband's creation, the Vision. And it's got me thinking a lot recently about how I want to lead the future of professional wrestling, and whilst it'll always be worse than when I'm actually here, I found that And now, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I found that 3 individuals are worthy enough right this second to carry that torch and prove why not only they are the future and the now, but why I am the greatest of all time. And well, it's not just me saying it. Julia is saying it. Kiana James is saying it. Roxanne Perez is saying it. The new vision is here, boys and girls, and I will guide that vision into the future. A new vision has been formed in WWE, this time comprised of all women, and this time led by Becky Lynch. And this not only makes Bayley incredibly furious, but incredibly worried as well, as following the show, she says to Lyra Valkyria, "Okay, so there's 4 of them now, and there's still 2 of us. I thought we could handle 3 of them pieces of crap, but we still couldn't. How the hell are we gonna handle another one?" "Don't worry, I'm aware, Bayley, and I think I might have an idea, but I'm not too sure how much you're gonna like it." It's 6-woman tag team action time. Becky Lynch, Julia, and Kiana James are taking on Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, and debuting on the main roster, Tatum Paxley. And with all the talent involved, it's an absolute car crash in the best way possible. Tatum is just throwing herself anywhere and everywhere in a successful attempt to show out. Lyra Valkyria is throwing hands and kicks like we're in the UFC, and Bayley is leading the charge. But once they start to take over the match, that's when Roxanne Perez comes on out ahead of her women's Intercontinental title match later in the night, though she's taken out by the champion herself. AJ Lee is here, and she removes Roxanne Perez from the equation, and with Tatum Paxley taking herself and Julia out, whilst Lyra Valkyria similarly does the same to Kiana James, we're down to 2 women standing, both having their own ideologies of the future of women's pro wrestling. One is pure and full of life, and one just continues to celebrate what had been. The Vision have won. They have beaten Bayley, Lyra Valkyria and Tana Paxley, and it's all thanks to Big Time Bex cheating to pick up the win. So, on the following Raw, the role model decides to take charge of the situation. Okay, so Lyra, I love the addition of Tana Paxley to our group. She can stay, but AJ, whether you asked her or not, the answer is no. She did that on her own accord, but still, I've got to ask. Why? Do you trust me? Yeah, of course I do. Then let me handle it. So no partnership, no tag, really? Just like Becky Lynch, I have a vision. Only my vision isn't so corrupt as hers or as self-centered as yours. Oh, and what's that supposed to mean, Miss Role Model? It means you aren't a part of the future of women's professional wrestling. Hell, you're barely a part of it now, because all you are is nostalgia bait. And this comment sets AJ Lee off as she and Bayley begin to brawl, which escalates to the point where they're out with the fans, and with there being seemingly nothing that can separate them, Adam Pearce decides that a #1 contendership match for Roxanne Perez's newly won Intercontinental Championship will happen the following week. It's a humongous match made, but who'll punch their ticket to another match with the Prodigy? While the match is on, and due to the Vision not liking Evil Woman, they let them just go at it. Not even Lyra Valkyria nor Tana Paxley is present, so this allows for both future Hall of Famers just to fight. And they're both so incredibly even. However, the turning point comes possibly due to the fact that one woman didn't wrestle for 10 years, whilst the other still kept on grinding. Bayley has won. She has the chance to win the Intercontinental Championship, but instead of just doing so in a one-on-one match, she decides to go all in. Hey, look, Pierce, I know my match is on SummerSlam, but it doesn't sit right with me. You want to miss SummerSlam? No. What I'm saying is that I want to have a little wager with Becky's little Vision, all or nothing. So what you're saying is an 8-woman tag. Elimination tag preferably for all the gold. The women's tag team titles and the women's Intercontinental title. You know what, Bayley, because of my utmost respect for you and what you've done for this industry, it is official. Bayley gets what she wants, but she still has 2 more stops to make before the biggest party of the summer. One is to find a 4th partner, another is to ask for a blessing. Hey Wade, what's up, man? Hey, I'm just getting ready for the show. What's up, Bayley? So listen, I know I've been talking about the future of wrestling, and I have a new group now, and it needs a name. Okay, and it needs a cool, catchy name, and I want to do justice by you after your future in wrestling was, well, reduced to a commentator role. Well, that's a bit rude, babe. Wait, you don't mean... Yeah, I mean I want to call my group that. Get it made official and everything. 16 years is a long time, but just don't jinx your group with what happened to me. Unlike yours, we have someone with that experience straight away, and oh yeah, that's me. Cora Jade is back in WWE, and she's back going up against the woman that effectively kicked her out of the company through the means of Bayley's Nexus, the next generation of superstars. And all 4 women take it to Becky Lynch's Vision, and actually, the team of champs all fight back and then some. They're both so incredibly even, but who will win? Well, the first person eliminated turns out to be Roxanne Perez, alongside Cora Jade as well, as both women get each other counted out, brawling to the back, which leads to Kiana James being distracted. As Tana Paxley rolls her up, she's gone as well, though she soon joins her, getting knocked out cold by a knee and a Northern Lights bomb in quick succession. it's now 2-on-2. The former Women's Tag Team Champions against Becky Lynch and Julia. Though this soon turns to a 2-on-1, as after some further back and forth, it's unbelievably Bayley who gets eliminated, as the Beautiful Madness pins her just like that. So now, it's all up to Lyra Valkyria, who takes it to both remaining Vision members, and thanks to a well-timed counter, the Murder Lady is able to make things equal, catching Julia with a Nightwing to eliminate her. As now, it's time for a rematch from the previous year's SummerSlam. We're in the dying stages of the match, and both women are trading shots back and forth, though Lyra is able to eventually overwhelm Becky, but in her haste of destruction, she inadvertently takes out the referee. So with Big Time Bex taking her down, she looks to get a chair, only to be stopped by the fifth and final member of Nexus. Sol Ruka is now in Nexus, and she's just ensured things will stay as a fair fight, as Becky goes back into the ring, only to be caught immediately with a Nightwing, as with that, the Nexus win. Lyra Valkyria gets her win back as well, and now they have 3 titles, Lyra and Tatum being the Women's Tag Team Champions, and Bayley, the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. And if you like this story, I think this might interest you.